Hey, babe. All right, welcome back. So, do you ever feel like no matter what you do, it's never enough in your love life? You're always trying harder, proving yourself, hoping to be picked, jumping through hoops, playing the cool girl, acting like you're unbothered, but deep down, you don't feel worthy. You don't feel good enough, and you feel super insecure. So you are already enough. The problem isn't you. It's literally the old patterns wired into your brain and nervous system that make you feel like you're not enough. And because you feel like you're not enough and then you act like you're not enough, you reinforce the identity and the self-concept of you're not good enough. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how neuroscience and self-concept work together to finally break that cycle so you can believe in your worth and value and stop settling for less in love. I'm going to read another testimony of a woman who is being treated like a princess from her specific person and money and a new business and all kinds of things that she shared of everything that was transpiring when she started coaching with me. But let's look at why you don't feel good enough, right? So we know you have love wounds. I know I had them. I was in foster care. I had I was married for 10 years. I had relationships that were terrible. They were not good, but I didn't know until I started having a pattern. And I still didn't understand that the problem was the patterns in my mind and the identity that I was walking around in my love life. Because everywhere else in my life, I was thriving. It was just my love life that sucked until this. So I felt not good enough because of those past rejections, being in foster care, already starting from a very young age of feeling like I didn't matter. So that past rejection wired in, I'm not good enough. So think about you in your life from childhood. Where did you start believing that you don't matter? Where did you start believing and feeling like you're not enough? Where did you start learning and believing that love is hard? It's painful. The seed was planted in childhood and then you watered it as an adult through your relationships that reinforce by the selection of the people you've allowed in your love life to mistreat you, devalue you because you mistreated yourself and devalued yourself. So it all just reinforces a seed that was planted in your childhood. And that's why it feels like you're not good enough. So the brain repeats familiar stories. I say this in every video, right? Even when they're lies. The brain is not sitting here like, nope, that's a lie. We're going to reject that. If you believe it, it will keep reminding and projecting onto your canvas of whoever you're dealing with, whatever person you're involved with in your love life, you're going to see them and what you're going to think, you're going to attach meanings that say, they don't want me. Look, he didn't text back. Look, he recanceled the date. I'm not important. I don't matter. This is what you do. This is your familiar story. This is what you're comfortable with. Even if it's not true, even if it's not a concrete fact, even if it's not even happening, you will create the scenario in your mind and the meaning that this is what's happening. And then, of course, the more you persist in that, it will have to become your reality. So you're also addicted to proving, chasing, and striving for validation. A lot of you don't even realize you're doing this because it's so subconscious. I have an amazing course called Stop Self-Sabotage in Your Love Life because most of you don't even know what you're doing. Even when you understand changing the story, self-concept work, you're still operating from an old nervous system that is addicted to the chemical reaction of trying to prove your worth and value, of you chasing, and you'll lie to yourself, you'll justify, you'll say, but you know what? I'm in such a good mood. I feel so amazing. I'm going to reach out to him. I don't care if he texts back or not. And that's the lie you tell yourself. And then you text and he doesn't text back. And then you're triggered and you're back in your old story and identity for 3 weeks. So this is the lies that you tell yourself because you are addicted to that feeling, unfortunately. But hey, addiction can be broken, okay? So, and then your identity, which is your self-concept, is shaped by, I need to earn love. Instead of, I am already lovable, I am already good enough, I don't have to chase, I don't have to earn anything, I simply receive. And that is more than just conscious thinking. This is about an identity, and that takes deep transformation for it to lock in. You can start getting different reflections in your reality when you start the new story. But until you know this as more of a fact for you than not, it won't fully shift and sink and create the long-lasting experience that you want in your love life. So the cycle it creates is this. Here's your behaviors. Here's how you know you still don't believe that you're good enough. You overgive. Baby, you're acting like bestie, girlfriend, wifey, and know him for one day, right? You're hoping that he chooses you. You're bending over backwards for this person. You're always available. You're obsessing about him in your mind. You're always analyzing every conversation, every movement, every lack of movement, what's happening in you, et cetera, et cetera. You tolerate the breadcrumbs thinking something is better than nothing. And you lie to yourself by saying, oh, he's going to change. See, this is good. This is good movement. The problem is it's not good movement. Breadcrumbs are not what you want. And the old version of you who doesn't know her worth and value and doesn't believe she's good enough is the one who accepts them. I know, because I used to be her. And you're not going to get what you want until you stop accepting them, because that is an action that a woman who knows she's good enough, she won't accept. So here's how you lie to yourself again. And this is the cycle that keeps perpetuating it and creating the love life you say you don't want. You constantly compare yourself to the other one. He does choose over you. Now, I know that one stung. So let's just pause for a minute. We've all been there. The third parties are coming in. He's picking other women over you. It is the worst feeling in the world. I know, I lived it very long. And I'll tell you one thing, I was the absolute queen of getting third parties out. And I don't even know if I still have that old content up from years ago. I gave all the tips and techniques of what I would do to get every single one of them out. But guess what? A new one would come back. And it wasn't until I changed my self-concept, my identity of what I believed about me and my love life and what I believed I deserved to have, until it finally stuck in my 3D and there were no more third parties coming in ever, okay? That is how you break it. So you live in constant anxiety, always waiting for his validation, needing his validation. If you don't hear from him, your day is contingent on whether he texted you or how he texted you or what he did or didn't do. You're out with your girls. You cannot stop talking about this man. He is renting space in your mind all day long. You are always worrying and up in your head about where is he, what is he doing, who is he with, does he want me, how come? You're replaying conversations and texts. Like, you are in constant insecurity. This is the cycle that you're stuck in that keeps creating it. So how do you finally believe you're enough? Because I know all this stuff that I just listed for you doesn't feel good. I know, because I used to be that way. So the first thing is awareness, right? This is why I'm calling you out. This is why it's stinging. This is why you're like, oh, damn, is she in my head? Is Kim like in my house hearing my conversations, right? I know, I used to be you, right? So awareness is the first step. You have to call out when you're striving instead of receiving. Call out when you're chasing instead of receiving. Call yourself out when you're trying to prove you're good enough to be chosen. So you have to start noticing your behaviors and paying attention to them and saying, whoa, why am I wanting to do this? Oh, look at the story I'm focused on. Look at how I feel right now. Look how I feel insecure and not good enough. You got to ask, am I proving or am I being? Then you need some somatic work. You need to deep breathe. You need to do somatic exercises. I have tons of courses and programs with so many tools to help regulate your body so you can get in front of your mind. A lot of you are doing it the hard way, where you're trying to calm your mind down while your nervous system is in fight or flight. And it ain't working, is it? Because if it was working, you would already have what you want and you wouldn't be feeling so anxious and insecure and worried all the time. You have to rewire your identity. You have to replace and anchor in the new story of I'm not good enough to the new story of I am worthy of love and commitment just as I am. I am enough with or without attention right now. And babe, you need new standards. You have to stop accepting men or situations that reflect you're not enough. And you only align with people who are treating you as the standard. But here's a big fat hint. They're not going to treat you that way until you believe it. And if they are treating you that way and you don't believe it, you're going to have a very, very hard time accepting it, which will lead you to sabotaging it. And if you go look at the last coaching or the last coaching session that I uploaded, that was a free coaching session I did with her permission on social media, you will see that's exactly what was happening to her right now. She got everything she wanted, and all she was doing was sabotaging it because she did not believe she was enough. Now, I want to read this testimony of what happens when you do the work, what happens when you follow the suggestions I'm telling you, what happens when you get coaching and guidance with me, because it'll literally change your life if you're serious about it, not somebody who is like not serious about it. This is about investing in you. This is about choosing, making a commitment to yourself that I don't want to believe these things about myself. I'm sick and tired of proving my worth and value. I'm sick and tired of not knowing I'm good enough. I'm sick and tired of getting myself stuck in the same cycle and types of relationships over and over again that only hurt me. So I'm going to put the testimony on the screen. So this woman came into my Being Her membership. So she said, I have manifested my mortgage going into forbearance for 3 months. This gave me breathing room. So she came in wanting to work on everything. Her money life was not playing out the way she wanted. She had tons of debt. She had health issues going on. She was really struggling in all areas of her life. And she wanted to get her money right. And she wanted her SP to be all about her. So she came in, and here's her report. So I have manifested. So she manifested her mortgage going into forbearance for 3 months. She consciously did this because she knew it would give her breathing room. She's manifested getting $4,500 a week for her Airbnb, and she negotiated a $46,000 debt that she had to be settled for $18,000. So she gave herself breathing room, started manifesting in more money, manifested a huge debt to be more than, cut in half. And she mostly got caught up on her bills. She's earning more than half her income from her law practice because she started working part-time and started her own law practice when she came coaching with me because she was scared to do it. And she did no advertising. She said, I shifted out of my story that people don't want to hire me. No, they need me. I am an incredible lawyer who cares about my clients. And now for her SP. She said, Kim, I am totally worshiped and spoiled, and I'm probably going to get engaged next year. I say probably because I might decide that's not what I want. And this is what she wrote. And this is she sent me the email giving me this testimony, and I just blurred out stuff because we didn't want the specifics of people to know where she lived and things like that, and her name, obviously. And she added this. She says, you need to add this. She says, I was going to give up on love completely because I was stuck in patterns. I learned how the negative patterns were being recreated through the hot seat coaching in your program. She said that was the game changer for her. So this is in a matter of months, guys. She went from drowning in massive debt, she couldn't keep her head above, to getting out of the debt, finding relief, manifesting in extra money coming in left and right in ways she didn't even know was possible, starting her own business. And in fact, she ended up quitting her corporate job and went full-time into that law practice because it was doing so amazing. Her manifesting her specific person to worship her and adore her and is probably going to ask to marry her. And she's like, I don't know, because I know how amazing I am now that maybe I want somebody different. Who knows? But it's the attitude and the point of like, she knows her worth and value now. And this is how it can change for you in all areas. So if this spoke to you, if you're ready to commit, if you want a deep dive, check out my Being Her membership. You can try it out for 3 months, and then you can upgrade into the 6-month option if you want to stay, because everybody stays because they get so much value out of it. You have 3 times a month coaching calls with me as a group. We also have a Telegram support group, so you have support from the other women in the group all the time. There is a lot of content uploaded that's pre-recorded. I am a trauma therapist. There are massive trauma tools in there that I teach you to help support you in learning how to reset not only your mind and identity rewiring work, but also your nervous system. So you start rewiring the trauma identity that says you're not enough. So all of that is at self-paced. It comes with the program. You get access to the replays, It's life-changing. And if you're not ready or you're not sure, maybe you can't afford it, because I get it. You're calling in more money. I totally understand that. Then start with my 7-day reset. Go read those testimonies. I'm going to start sharing some of those specific to that course because it is life-changing, babe. It is life-changing. Go click on the link, read the testimonies for both programs, and let's get something different. It's time to do something different, babe, and get a different life. I love you. I'll see you in the next video.